Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines we have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. U.S. government and Bitcoin. Are we buying the dip out here? Stable coins, the market's down. $1 trillion headed for Bitcoin and spot ETFs. We're going to talk about it. The truth behind Custodia Bank and the Fed. You want all of this, ladies and gentlemen. And we got so much for you. Somebody just rolled it. You know what? Let me tell you what else we got too. ETHGate. There's a twist. There may be a double agent in the mix. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, the market is still hurting this morning. It's $2.61 trillion market cap. Even though it's up 0.9%, it's 65,800 plus for right now for Bitcoin, 3,300 plus for Ethereum, 105.2 billion plus market cap for Tether. XRP at the number 7 spot is 57 cents, off by 0.8 in the 24, off by 6.9 on the 7-day. Fiat Link is not working right now. It is their site, not my computer, so we will check on them later on. But nevertheless, let's get started. Just in, government transfers, the U.S. government transfers 30,174 Bitcoin worth $2.1 billion seized from Silk Road to Coinbase. Now, the questions are they custodying it there, or are they beginning to unload it there, right? So the plot thickens. We will wait to see what goes on here. You know, I don't know the answer, but head on a swivel. I have exposure to Bitcoin. Pay attention. Everybody just look alive. Just look alive, right? We don't know where it's going, but I'll tell you this. We know the market having that dip. Shout out to Mark Phillips here. Is anyone else enjoying the dip? I say, you damn right. I just bought that dip. Go XRP. I ain't scared. If you're scared, say you're scared. And you know what? It's cool if you are, because the reality is not everyone has the same appetite for risk. And I totally understand that. So make sure you're comfortable in this space. I know I'm very comfortable in this space, but that's not everybody. So everybody's got a different threshold. Here we see, I think that speaks to that threshold, however, the cumulative supply of the top 3 dollar peg stablecoins, talking about DAI, USDC, and USD Tether, has increased to their highest level since May 2022, reassuring stability to Bitcoin bulls. Well, I'll tell you, I think what this is a retreat. When they see the market go down, you see people exit their position and go into stable coins, because a lot of people don't want to ride it on the way down. They can simply exit the position, move into a stable coin, let the market flatten out or start to turn around, and then re-enter that same position with the money and have a better position when you enter. Now, it's very hard to time the market this way, and not everybody is able to do those things like myself. So I just stay in and ride the up, ride the down, because I'm a long-term macro investor. But I believe when we see the swell of stable coins go up like this, when the market takes a downturn, that's exactly what's happening as far as I'm concerned. Then looking at this, as institutions like Bank of America allocate to Bitcoin ETFs, 12 figures of new capital could soon enter the crypto market. My gracious sakes. This is according to Matt Hogan here, the CIO of crypto index fund manager Bitwise. He says the potential for $1 trillion to enter the Bitcoin market via institutional allocation to the newly listed spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds was recently highlighted. These investors control tens of trillions of dollars. Globally, the best estimate is over $100 trillion, and they're just starting to move into crypto. So just figuring a 1% allocation across the board would mean 1 trillion of inflows into the space. That's what you're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And you're already over $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin now. So that would put it over a $2 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. Now, let's take a look at this and understand this, right? You have to factor in that there's certainly going to be other ETFs for crypto. And I think hundreds, if not thousands at some point. But the reality is that is going to be the same thing we're watching for Bitcoin happen with the others once the ETFs roll out for them as well. I certainly believe XRP will have an ETF. Now, this is a very, very serious clip. And I have told you for a long time that I have been an advocate and supporter of Caitlin Long and what she's doing with Custodia Bank. And she has one of the greatest fights in front of her of anyone. But I want you to listen to the reveal here about what she shares with all of us.
After the Fed denied us and told us everything that happened. And it was just very clear that what was happening to us was political. It was not on the merits. The impact is, one of the other insiders subsequent to that, as I've been talking about this on podcasts, more insiders have come forward. And one of them, I asked the question, essentially the same question you just did. And I said, well, what is driving Elizabeth Warren to do what she's doing? And because he pointed out that she's basically in control of all the financial services appointees in the Biden administration. I can't prove this, but multiple people have now talked about it, including Novogratz, who's a big Democrat and has tried to meet with her, but apparently she won't meet with him. It's now it's not even a secret. It was an open secret for a while. It's not even a secret anymore. There was a deal apparently cut between Biden and Warren that she got to put her people in those positions. And as you know, she's very anti-crypto. And what was driving it? And the answer, the same question you asked me, was this person who's a moderate Democrat. He said they're all Leninists. They want a central bank digital currency. They don't believe in private industry, and they certainly don't believe in having any private banking.
But I remember when I first got into Bitcoin, seeing videos of Elizabeth Warren campaigning and taking to holding feet to the fire of Wall Street, of the banks. And now she seems to have flipped in the last 2-3 years, and now seems to be in the pockets of Wall Street and the banks. I don't understand it, because Jason Meyer's written a brilliant book about why Democrats should embrace Bitcoin.
There's some really powerful arguments by progressives for why they should embrace Bitcoin. Yes, absolutely.
So what has changed with her? I don't understand it.
Well, she's a political hack. It's not hard to understand. She's a political hack. She's been compromised or wanted to be compromised. She's not representing the good people of Massachusetts. That's why we need to get John Deaton in there, so he can bring the power back to the people of that state. And at the same time, represent crypto and innovation and ensure that the U.S. will remain a leader in this space without allowing Elizabeth Warren to remain a senator and act in a regard that will put all of us under control of digital money, central bank digital currencies. This person, Senator Warren, has got to go. I encourage everyone to retweet and share John Deaton's run for Senate to unseat Senator Warren. Truthfully, seeing what I've seen from her and her actions, unfit for office. Because she's not fit to serve the people. She's serving banks and special interests. Pack your bags. It's time to go. I reported this yesterday, and it's really nice news. Love seeing this. FedNow reportedly processed XRP transactions sent to U.S. Bank. How'd they do it all when we look at it? Well, we know how they did it all. Chad Steingraber reminds all of us right here, Ripple Payments is connected to FedNow service and running bank deposits for Uphold instantly. This is exactly what I talked to Simon McLaughlin about, white labeling for banks, using Uphold and Ripple services. Well, that's exactly what you're talking about. FedNow credit, FedNow deposit from Uphold HQ. There you go. Somebody says, well, how do you know XRP is being used to settle the funds here? Well, then he says, well, take a look here. Here's your product selection choices. Ascent account, Ripple Payments. I'm a Ripple Payments customer and have been directed to open an account here. How about that one? That's how you know. Yeah. Look, I know that we're seeing these downturns in the market. I know that we still have some areas of this market that are not clear, like regulation. But what I do know is that the fundamental evidence is showing all of us that they are still moving towards this new financial system. The integration of DLT and digital assets into and inside the financial system. More evidence of it here. Ripple and Uphold money transmitter licenses go up to 30 plus. I think it's 35 on this list, but it's more than 30, and that is exciting. All tied into the United States. That's more than half of the United States money transmitter license, at least between the two. This is what they're preparing for, and people believe that this is not going to happen, that they're not going to use XRP, but they're going to use Ripple, knowing full well that XRP Ledger and the system with all of its benefits and features and amendments is designed to complement the new financial system, not destroy it, not take it down, not challenge it. You don't even need to use XRP where it's not applicable. Do you get a system or value protocol that's more fair and embracing than that? If you need it, use it. If you don't, don't. That's the beauty. And that will pay off. The global effort to transition to ISO 20022, more than 100 jurisdictions worldwide are already active. Swift MT will be available until 2025, which means just another 8 months. And then that's out. After that switch is flipped to the new ISO payments and messaging standard, it will allow for the coding and use and movement of value tokens and digital assets like stablecoins, CBDCs, and cryptos alike. But they're going to still need the clarity. But they're telling you here, technically, they'll be switched over to that standardized messaging that will allow for the coding of those digital assets to move the value along with that rich messaging data. That's what we're talking about. And right now, we're getting ready to go in and talk about something else. And if you haven't joined the Freedom Zone, I think today's as good a day as any. ETHGate may, in fact, have a double agent. And that means somebody that was fighting for good may actually be here with the undertow of doing very wrong and much bad. We don't know the answer, but we've got something to look at, and we're going to look at it inside the Freedom Zone. We know that freedom of speech is a word, it's a phrase, but it isn't really real on social media platforms, and that's why we're going behind the wall today to do it. We're going right now, not financial advice from me or anyone else. I hope you will join us in the Freedom Zone. Come on in. All right.